What's up, everyone? All right. Simulation 2, Talk 182. We are here. What's up, Guru Augie? Ebony, how are you? Drinking tea sounds wonderful. Woke up from a nap, was dreaming, was a pioneer out in the wilderness of winter with a pack of teenagers. We found abandoned cabins to wait out the winter. Whoa. Welcome, everybody, on TikTok. Today is one day before the big move. What's up, Devin? How you doing, brother? 421 Central Iowa. How are you doing? The Dad app. Nice. Sparkles. Amy. How you doing? Sancho's in the house. Nico's in the house. I'm now about halfway through the conversation with Andres. Great talk, man. Thanks for sharing that. That's a great talk. I always like Andres' thoughts, but that's a really deep one because Kurt is really good at pushing against these ideas and coming up with, the right kind of questions to ask. He's also has the caliber of mind to understand a lot of this stuff and kind of create interesting carves in these. What's up, Tom? Good to see you. How you doing, brother? Wait, I'm going to turn you up. There you go. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing amazing.
I was curious what you thought about effective altruism as kind of the core kind of motivation behind qualia and overall reducing suffering.
I don't know if so they spoke about, is it the main position of quality?
Well, in his origin story in the beginning, he said that all of this came from, he always had this curiosity for consciousness, but it was kind of driven by effective altruism in terms of reducing suffering, right? And it seems like a lot of the projects out of Qualia are around kind of well-being in general, right? Mm-hmm. Mental well-being.
Well, applied theoretical frames. Applied theoretical frames do help mitigate suffering in the world. I don't remember, because I listened to it recently, like today. I think I didn't hear this part. I don't remember that he said that it's the main aim. It's one of the aims, but I don't know if it's like the central telos. But in any case, what is the?
It sounded to me like it was the beginning, but then it kind of morphed. Like, I agree with you that it kind of morphed into like a general consciousness research, but it seemed like that was kind of early on. But I love his attitude. I think he's amazing, right? He makes me excited about all this stuff and kind of makes me optimistic about, people in the space. But it's, one thing that's kind of cool is I feel like the timing of a lot of this stuff is happening right now. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, the stuff wasn't hitting a couple years ago. So I'm really excited. Even like what you're building, it just feels like all of this is building up to something like this year or next year, but it feels big.
Yeah, it's huge. So first of all, I do want to understand, because so from what I remember, Kurt was basically asking him about effective altruism. And then so my impression of Andres in general, also from knowing him, is that he is very much a nerd of the theory. I mean, obviously he's enjoying jhanas and enjoying the meditations and enjoying the good states. Who wouldn't? But he's very much driven by the nerdy theoretical stuff. Like, so I'm not really sure that the central operative quality, maybe I misunderstood, but I don't think the central operative quality is like it's not what's driving them, it seems, at the center core of the stated telos, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, he said it specifically when he was talking about being at Stanford, getting his master's degree.
And then he saw that
which
no
was in-
professor really researches consciousness the way that
Yeah,
they
he
should.
did talk about that. Yeah, so that was one aspect. But he did say like effective altruism was becoming a thing, right?
Where, for him or in general?
During that time, 2011, especially in the Bay Area, I did kind of see a lot of effective altruism during that time where people were like, you got to buy mosquito nets, you know, for $8, you can save a life. It's very quantifiable, you know, and it became this huge trend, right? Where it's like quantifying the amount of good that you can do. And he kind of talked a little bit about like, yeah, that was like this initial kind of like that concept resonated with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I liked what he said was that the amount of suffering happening is far greater than we can understand,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which I do generally agree with, especially being on the internet more these days. I'm very convinced, maybe I'm biased, but, and then he kind of talked a lot about like, meditation and just kind of understanding consciousness and well-being and stuff. And so that's what I took away from it. Like that was kind of a core motivation, but it kind of morphed into this like physics, mathematical like approach to understanding consciousness.
I feel that it was always the thing. I didn't get the part where this is kind of main driver for him. In fact, if I got anything, is that he in fact thinks that that's not the way to go, because it's essentially ultimately it can lead to situations like you know, you get so depressed because of the amount of awareness of, let's say, what is it called? You know, the way we farm. Forget the term right now. And like with animal farming, right? Yeah. So that and then it gets you so depressed that you can't really do anything. That's the last thing I remember him saying about that. So maybe I completely spaced on it. It's very possible. But if I got the opposite
I'll
of
clip
that.
it and send it to you. I'll clip it and send it to you just so you can kind of see. But I mean, regardless, I think what Qualia is today is, you know, what it is. Like, you know it very well. You visited them, and
I don't know if I know it very well, but yeah, I visited them, and it seems to me from my interaction with them is that his drive is obviously experiential more than just theoretical. That like he said, he started from like looking at it from more from the perspective of physics, and then he realized that the answers actually lie more in the understanding consciousness in general. But if you notice, one of the biggest things that he's doing is the constraints, which is very important. You know, most people say consciousness, you know, and he's saying, well, no. And I like that. He's saying, no, you need to have constraints. Like if you can't define what you're talking about, then you don't know what you're talking about. You're just kind of talking about whatever. But like it's if it's too open-ended, you're not actually getting anywhere. And he's interested in the actual thing. So like, how do you use the theoretical models to then build either technologies, or which is the last thing I remember him saying in that direction, which is that he realized that just focusing on consciousness is not going to do much good, because you also need the technology. And he emphasized that part, and I fully agree with that. So because technology basically, I don't know if he said it overtly, but it's implied there, I think, which is technology is a way to measure what in fact works in the local environment that you're in, because it's kind of like a way to test your knowledge versus just having a lot of interesting ideas that might have some traction logically, but if they don't match the environment, then whatever you're going to build as a result of understanding these theories is not going to work. So your knowledge is very limited, or it's not really applying to your current environment. That's why I think technology is super important, because it helps you steer the machinery of your understanding in a much more.
I also like the analogy he gave between, in physics you study the extremes to understand a system.
I always say this, that DMT is like a black hole, and it's the event around. Yeah, you bend what's possible. Exactly. Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah, so I think it's a good analogy, and whereas, you know, what he said, he interviewed 50 professors, and most of them were studying like quote unquote room temperature physics, right? They were just understanding cognition, cognitive science. I thought that was really cool. And one other thing I wanted to pick your brain about is so Kai Dickens just did the Joe Rogan podcast.
You told me to watch it, yeah.
She's the telepathy tapes person, and she said something really interesting, which kind of, I think you talked about a little bit about the antenna theory, right? Or the theory that our brains are just receiving a signal. And you talked a little bit about, well, what happens when your hardware is broken? Do you still receive the signal? And it seems like with these people that have this telepathy ability, and she says it's far deeper than telepathy, right? It's like spiritual in some ways. But what I was curious about is if you do have different hardware and you are more into, like, for instance, in this case, you can't speak for some, you can't speak. Does that, like, how does this fit into the hardware antenna model of us just picking up the signal of consciousness or the field?
I personally think that these are extremely simplistic ways of looking at it. I don't think it really tracks what is actually happening. I don't think we're antennas at all. I think it's a really bad analogy, actually. It's confusing more than it's doing any good. I think that, again, what Andres is talking about is much closer to what, in fact, is going on. You have some unified field, and you have certain conditions under which the topology closes in on itself in a way that creates separation. And I think that the question that Kurt was asking him, which I think is a very legitimate question, because the example he gave of the balloon, right? So I'm just going to recapitulate for the audience. The example Andres gave is that the question was, how is it possible if everything is one, then how is it possible that you're you and I'm me, right? How is it possible we're separate or it feels separate? He says, well, if you have a balloon and then you twist the balloon, let's say somehow you could do it, because when a balloon is fully formed, fully blown up, you can't really do it. But if you twist the balloon this way, then eventually you're going to have a knot here in the middle. And now you effectively have two balloons, even though it's one balloon. But because of the topology of it is twisted in a particular way, so now you have a situation where it seems to be two things connected by a very small. So now the topology is defining the internal interaction. So now in order to move information from one side to the other, is going to have to go through this one-dimensional point, which reduces the valve of the information that is passing through, which is kind of, I think, meant to illustrate kind of the situation we're in, versus a lot of information moving in the universal mind. There's very limited information moving between you and me, and because of it, it looks like there's this separation. And then Kurt asked him a very, very direct and a very relevant question, which is, well, in the case of the balloon, you have a lot of different properties. Like, for example, the material of the balloon, the air in the balloon, the shape of it is just one of the properties of the topology of the balloon. So how does that map onto? So it seems like it's not truly ever one, because we're defining different characteristics. And what I do see happening in all of these attempts at trying to explain consciousness in terms of these heuristics like radio, and we're now past the point where if we want to produce anything of value, we should no longer feel the freedom to use loose heuristics. And I know that Kai is not necessarily a scientist, so she doesn't necessarily have the linguistic tools or even the interest maybe to describe this very accurately. But I think at this point, when we're entering the stage of really trying to understand it, we almost have a responsibility to educate ourselves enough to not use these loose heuristics, because they're confusing. The reason that the radio thing doesn't really work is because a radio thing denotes a very particular situation in which you have a signal that is being picked up by a device that then translates the signal to something that can be understood by the listener. So in audio, right? The problem with that is that there's a postulated signal that exists. In the case of consciousness, which is, I think, is a more accurate picture, you have a unified field, which is the universe itself, of the quality of consciousness. They can produce all the different kinds of properties, to answer Kurt. So you can have all kinds of properties arising within it. And then the mapping between these is essentially all of the ways in which these knots are being created. So it's not that there's a signal that something picks up, but there's, just like Castro says, there's these boundaries that basically are created because topology is in the space, and they create different perceptions of separations in all the different types of mappings of qualities. That's a more accurate picture, which also solves the problem of how can it be that if you have a deformed, how are you still receiving a signal? Well, the signal is perfect. The deformity is what gives a particular part of the signal. And when you get used to that particular part of the signal, it looks normal to you. But then when you remove the deformation of that particular part of the space, you allow back more of the perfect signal. Up to a point, you let's say you limit it more, and then if it pops, boom, what is being flooded with is again the perfect signal, because it's perfect from the get-go. And that would explain it. And it sounds like, okay, but all of this stuff is like super theoretical, so who knows which one is it? So that's exactly the point. At this point, we do and we are entering a stage in which we can talk about it more specifically, and we can create real knowledge and understanding by doing so. So we hold the responsibility to do that. To just say all of these things happen. For example, what happens to the kids? Who knows? They're talking to God. It's like, no, we need to understand what's happening. And that can be explained because there's eons of contemplative work that was already done on the subject. Like that part where Andres is recapitulating the 5 stages of enlightenment, the 5 paths, right? And each one of those holds particular characteristics that are repeatable. People are reporting them on a regular basis when they have this experience, even though the experience is rare. So there's a science there. And that work was already done. So it's almost like, yes, we're just discovering this stuff in the West, but this information is available. So somebody has to come in and say, hey, this is not new. There's an entire teaching here that is teaching this. And I think it goes back to what I've recently been talking a lot about, which is people seem to not really understand how much work and how much effort went into understanding these things to the depths that they were understood. And it's almost like people pretend that it's normal to talk about something with a lot of conviction without understanding almost nothing about what it actually takes to understand that thing. And you're probably familiar with this, right? When people start spilling all kinds of stuff about AI, if you spend enough time working with these things, you start understanding how truly complex and how much effort it takes to really understand what's going on there. And I think that is the thing that most people are not sensitive to. And yeah, I think we somehow have to come to a place where people with more knowledge help people with less knowledge understand, and do it in a way that is not condescending or that severs the connection with the rest of the population, because it is imperative that we all kind of get on the same page about this stuff.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that because one thing that I think, like you said, the data that Kai has put a spotlight on is also another edge case, right? And she was even mentioning that what the kids have told her is that everyone is technically capable of doing this, but
she doesn't know that. See, this is one of these things that it doesn't matter what the kids told her. The kids can also not know. Right. And that is almost being overlooked. It's almost like the kids are being portrayed in this like omnipotent way, which of course there aren't, right? So just because they have a special ability in this way doesn't mean that they understand everything about it. And there's a way that we come to a consensus as humans. And this is, if you have a group of people claiming one thing, they can all be confused about that one thing. and that's just not how we're deciding things. Yes, there's a place for gnosis. I talk about this a lot, but at the same time, we should never neglect the fact that there's a lot of things outside of that gnosis that also has to be taken into account, and we kind of, that's how we go about it together. The thing that makes sense the most to me from everything I've heard from telepathy tapes, especially coming from that Indian kid, is that the one that didn't know that he had a body. That was a huge hint for me, right? Because that
Right.
means that you are located somewhere. There's a location of consciousness, and sometimes consciousness does not know there's a body there, right? So
Right.
that means that the reason that they have these, most likely they have these capabilities, because it's a bandwidth thing. So they have less, it's less applied to the physical here right now. So it's more applied to some kind of other part, because that part, chunk of consciousness has to sit somewhere. So when it's sitting here, it's learning how to do a lot of things here that might not apply to this two-dimensional space, but it's still a thing that it's doing. And now all of a sudden there's these connections that we're starting to play with, and it's wonderful because we get to bring it in. But to say everybody can do it, or all the nonverbal kids can do it, that I think is irresponsible, because they don't know that. They truly don't know that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, thank you. I have to run, but I'll be listening in. But yeah,
Sure.
awesome.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for the suggestion. I'll definitely listen to it though, and thank you for that suggestion. That was, I'm still halfway through, but it's super enjoyable. I really love listening to them.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, Nico. Talk soon. There's a lot of comments, so let me go through some of them. What's up, Fryer? Convergence indeed. What's up, Ian? Maybe she explains it that way metaphorically because she may not have the correct scientific terminologies or understanding, and that's the best way she can understand it. Okay, yeah, I know. So that's what I'm saying. The radio example at this point is an archaic example. So anybody who kind of knows anything about that space, knows that this is an example that was attempted to be utilized really since, I don't know, maybe the 40s. It's pretty old. It's not new. And if you're entering that space, I think it behooves you to educate yourself a little bit about what works, what doesn't work. And it sounds like nitpicking, but again, like I'm saying, there's a value to understanding what things really are versus always using kind of these deep metaphorical things that actually don't lead you anywhere. It's totally fine, of course. There's no, but anybody can do whatever they want. But again, I can only voice what I think is important, and I think that at this point we are at a point where we should stop using, loose descriptions. There's enough information now to not do that. And if we ever want to advance, we should maybe stop doing this like very generalized thing. But again, that's just my opinion. And also, it has nothing to do with knowing the scientific linguistic. It wouldn't be scientific either, because mainstream science doesn't really grab it at the moment. But it will be a more coming at it from trying to explain what it really is versus the vicinity of what it is. I think it's what is required now. Balloon poodle, that would be great. People with more knowledge should just build things that make understanding easier. True. Tap into the intelligent infinity. Most people don't have knowledge because they don't seek it. Also true. The feeling of knowing that when put into words, you lose the meaning in translation. No, you lose some information, but you have to communicate somehow. I don't think that it's true that you can just communicate everything through without symbolic representation. Everything has always some kind of a symbolic representation, even if it's not words, by the way. What's up, Chavez? Yeah, if you like the live and you want to hit that like button, thank you for the reminder, Ebony. That would be super welcomed. The creator of the program is also part of the program. Ever changing, always growing it. Yes. Not sure that I got the last comment. Neticism. Wow. I should start streaming a little earlier. Um, Sub Zoe, Halloween Mike. Yeah, I would highly recommend to watch this conversation. I don't know. Is it behind a paywall, Nico? I think it is, right? But it's worth it. Andres and the Theories of Everything website. And it is a conversation with Andres Gomez. Really good conversation. April's saying, I don't want to sound woo-woo, but I wonder if the insectoid isn't Dan in another dimension, so to speak, describe creative, but maybe it's Dan owns consciousness. I mean, we project our own. Yeah, I think these are extremely anthropocentric views. I don't think it's all us. I think it's a silly thing to think so. I think that even though there is this more higher unified field of consciousness, I don't think there's any reason to think that we are it. I think I personally find that silly, and also I happen to be interacting in that space enough to know it's just simply not true. But to be charitable, I'll just say that even postulating this as a possibility seems to be silly. And if anything, if I have to postulate anything else, it's probably the lizards, the reptilians, just because that's the only time I felt there's anything else. The insectoids I see a lot, but I don't feel like one of them. I do know somebody who said that they told him that he's one of them, but I don't think I'm one of them. No, I mean, think about it. Like, people always want to be the center of everything, right? So it's every time there's a chance, they immediately jump at the opportunity to say, here it is. We are everything. It's so funny. It's the same thing the Catholic Church did and everybody else until this moment. We are the center of everything. Why would we be? Why would we be? In the grandeur of existence, why would we be the center of attention? Are reptilians really as they are portrayed evil? No, I don't know who portrays them as evil aside from like very rudimentary modern meme thing. They're definitely not evil. And yeah, join our new Discord. The link to it is on Dango Thoughts on YouTube, DANGO Thoughts. And in the description, you'll see the new Discord link. Come join us. It's good times. The unification of things, I honestly don't even know why people think that unification means that anything is being resolved. You can be unified and completely miserable. This the fact the unification doesn't actually guarantees any kind of a positive trajectory. Um, the the ability to aim one's being towards more positive states or occupy more positive states is a skill that you can have as a perceived singular unit as much as you can do as a unified whole. Reality itself, if you're talking about the totality of things, it would include all the parameters, including what you would call the negative or the you know, the yang. So you know, if Hugh and Rogan talked about the experiment backstage. Oh, you talking about Chase? I don't know. Chase didn't say anything, so I would assume no. I don't think so. What's up, the Divine Saucer? Interesting. You could go back, and not many people can do that after waking up. That's true. That's kind of awesome. I wish my left hand out, but it was an imagined motion. It was like an energy reached out where I was in the mental arm and moving that moved back into the dreamy space. That's amazing. 01. Thank you for sharing that. The Nazis were unified. Yeah, basically. Oh, now TikTok is probably gonna ban us. I was able to make the that's a really good point. That's a really good comeback to anybody who's using these simplistic analyses. I was able to make the contact again because it was shared feeling of love with that entity and it was familiar enough to touch again through emotion. Beautiful. Oh, Ebony just shared the link. Thank you so much, Ebony. I don't know why what you're sharing doesn't appear as hyperlinks to me. That is so weird to me. Yep, great Kurt Jamungo video. By the way, I'm going to type in the website here. MCV is saying, is the blue you see the blue I see? I say no, only that we each were told that's blue. No, what we were told actually has zero to do with it. What you experience as the blueness of the blue is the blueness of the blue. Do we see the exact same thing? Yes, you're right. We can't know, but it has nothing to do with what you've been told. The word that we used, nobody made you use that word. You can use whatever you want. Just nobody will understand you. But the consent, that's what language is. It's a consensus. So we, in order to understand each other, we need a consensus. So the word blue denotes this particular experience of that color, and each one of us sees whatever they see. Is it the same or not the same? We can never know, of course. Whoa, Infinite Paradox, Buddha. Thank you so much for the incredible donation. How come what kind of what did we win here? I appreciate that, of course. Thank you. What can I do to reciprocate? That is very generous. Thank you. Yeah, incredible. Infinite Paradox Buddha. That is very, very generous. I'm going to make sure that a portion of this will definitely go already to the homeless situation. That's because we wanted to start aggregating that. So thank you so much. Infinite Paradox Buddha just contributed $500 or $499 to the channel. Thank you so much. What can I do to reciprocate? And another point that, while Infinite Paradox Buddha will tell us if there's anything we can do to make at the moment, or well, we'll talk. Email me, of course, and we can chat. Needless to say that we can jump on a Zoom call, but let me know what I can do. In the meanwhile, thank you so much, and I will also make sure to pass it forward for good causes. So thank you. In the meanwhile, while Infinite Paradox Buddha responding, MCV is yes, MCV is also saying, like, the game telephone when I was little, it changes when it passes on. That is the nature of information. Information is always prone to errors, and when it's moving from one place to another, it always gains some kind of errors. That's why error correction is the only true way of information processors to steer through information. Wait, what is happening here? You guys can hear me okay, right? Archons. Why is that so familiar? Remind me. The word archon sounds super familiar. I asked because one of his Chase Hughes first sentences in the podcast was something like, "Welcome to the simulation." Oh yeah, no, I know Chase was intending to talk about it, like he said. Finite laws. Define finite laws. You mean in the universe? What do you mean specifically? Oh, we have Mana training here. We have Mickey Stefanov, who's a great spiritual teacher. I don't know if he wants to come on and chat. We'll send him an invite. Okay. So to answer your question, Lawrence, we have Chase did tell me that he was intending to speak about that, but the thing is, I think, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it was like a strange energy in the beginning of their conversation. I don't know what happened right before, but it's almost like it was awkward. So I don't know if Chase felt like he didn't want to try and push or steer the conversation too much, but it felt like, Joe was kind of like trying to go in the directions that he wanted to go. Right? There was like a weird vibe of like, it was like uncomfortable, which was very strange. No, what's if it's for you on something, but no others? I don't know if I'm following MCV. If you can clarify, please. I'm trying to understand. One of us talk about woo-woo paradigm. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, I agree. Thank you, Infinite Paradox Buddha. Incredible contribution. And everybody else, if you want to find out more about the project and you're new to this channel, you can go to codeofreality.com, find out more. Thank you, Infinite Buddha. We appreciate your donation. Doing Dango thoughts. Doing what? April Newcomb is saying, I'm doing I think you're doing. What do you mean by that? Hey guys, is more error the same thing as entropy? That's a really good question. Actually, information follows the opposite entropy. Entropy seems to be going down in informational structures. You can check out the work by Dr. Melvin Vopson. He wrote a book, Reality Reloaded, and he wrote a famous paper about the second law of infodynamics. It talks exactly about that. If you Google Melvin Vopson, second law of infodynamics, his paper will pop up. Archons are from Gnostic teachings. Oh, right. The different archons that then and then Sophia was the daughter of the God Almighty, and she tried to create, right? She was one of the archons. Sophia was one of the archons. Yeah, Joe was doing the convo, exactly. Anyways, I thought it was a good talk. I was a little confused in the beginning. Yeah. So I don't think I think if I have to guess, I think Chase something. I don't know. Like I felt like Chase didn't want to push anything. He didn't mention a couple of times. I saw he was trying to get into the DMT subject, psychedelics, and he wanted to see if Joe bites. And Joe was kind of like, just kind of on his own wavelength. The lizard, the archons? I'm not sure. Archons supposedly control the material world and interfere with the spiritual enlightenment. Okay. By what teaching? You asked how to earn the donations. What do you mean? That's a word on the street. Archons are in cahoots with the demiurge agents of chaos, but I don't subscribe to Gnosticism. Just read about it. Got it. Of the eons, not the archons. Okay, interesting. Devin just gifted five memberships on YouTube. Thank you, guys. This is a dream. Please wake up. Couldn't agree more. Are you waking up, Benito? I'll donate another 10,000 worth of Bitcoin to whatever cause you wish. I'd like to tell you about my experience living this, for lack of a better word, simulation. I think it will be insightful. So first of all, if you do something like that, we'll definitely we can talk about how we can actually put this money, because 10,000 is already that's already serious donation. And if you're serious about that, and this is not something that is a problem for you, and it's something that you can easily donate, I would love to talk to you about how we can steer that money in a positive direction, because it's important for us to route the money in ways that are wise and good for the collective. I would love to aim it towards something that has to do with the homeless issue in a way that is wise. I've recently connected with some people that are doing some great work already in that regard. But if you have a particular thing that you're really passionate about, I would love to think together how we can do that. So we can talk about that. And of course, absolutely. Would love to hear your experience, obviously. That's already a super generous donation. So that definitely buys you quite a bit of attention. I don't know how you would prefer to do that, on a Zoom call or on a live or both. If you want to do it on YouTube, I can't really bring you up, I think, but on TikTok I can. So if you go to Danny Goller on TikTok right now, I can bring you up to speak. And beyond that, you can email me for this kind of stuff, it will be to dangoprox@gmail.com. There you go. And we can talk about how to do that. because I would love to help aggregate the money towards really good causes. So you let me know. But regardless, even now, if you want to tell us about stuff, the easiest way at the moment would be through TikTok. Or we can do it on Zoom. And if you want others to know about it, I can always record it and I can publish it. So let's see. Can you talk more about what you are doing with the homeless community? Nothing actionable yet, but I have a good friend, Josh, who is connected to somebody in Utah who was part of bringing, I don't know if you guys know this, but Utah did quite a few efforts in helping bringing the homeless situation to an end. Now, I'm sure that there's still some homeless people, but they essentially kind of resolved the problem. They invested a lot of money into basically reforming the structure of how these the facilities that help homeless people, how they were run, and they did great work in that regard. So I have a good friend who knows a person who was in that space, and they're still working on a regular basis. So everything that I'm doing, for example, with Devin, we're trying to do this new thing with my brand, with Fucky brand, and whatever actual substantial revenue we're going to be making from these projects, I want to create a fund from these projects to funnel it towards these good things. And the homeless situation is just one that's very close to my heart personally, but so this is where I'm starting. And that's why connecting with the people that are already doing work in that space, instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, you just look at somebody who managed to do something good in that space that works, and help propel that and put attention on that. So that's what it would be. I'm trying. We're all trying, Benito. Archons people used to think were celestial beings, but our entities are one of the highest entities. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's... Oi. My foot fell asleep. Well, my computer is being very slow. Thank you, Devin, for the donation. Devin just donated another 5 memberships on YouTube. So if you guys want to join YouTube membership program, it will be Dango Thoughts, DANGO Thoughts. You can join the membership program, which includes early access to all my content, weekly lives for members only, aside from the daily lives, and private stuff for my life that will only live on YouTube members. Oh, and Zoom calls with me. Not surprised the Mormons figured out how to fix the homelessness. I don't know if it's necessarily the Mormons, but that's funny. I've been looking into how Utah is working on homeless. It's amazing. Yeah, they did quite a bit of work. Not a lot of people know this. So, by the way, Devin, Josh got back to me. His friend responded. So we'll do a conversation very soon and have the conversation with them. But the homeless crisis is closely connected to the mental health crisis, correct? It's part of the problem. It's not all of it, but it's definitely part of the problem. You're absolutely correct. Many refuse, but not the majority. You'll be surprised. The majority of them can absolutely be put back to society. It's just that they need that first moment of feeling like they're a human. Having a shelter over their heads, having basic needs met, like having a toaster oven, having a microwave, like basic things that are very cheap and easy to put in front of them. And then you can start helping rehabilitate them. Either it's getting out of drugs or working on their mental health, or both. But the majority don't refuse to go back. It's just that they need that belief in them. Just like the situation with the telepathy tapes, actually. If you figure out what the laser code is, no, not yet. It's going to be a long ride, I think. Oh, did I not? I thought I published it. Let me put it again in Infinity. dangoprox@gmail.com. So that's the email to email me, brother. and then GoPro XG. Yeah, now we can talk about that. But regardless, if you just want to talk, even now, obviously, that's totally open. Thank you again for the lovely donation. Um, where are you like a bat single? We need his opinions on consciousness too. Talking to Owl. What do you think is more important for development right now? Quantum computing, artificial intelligence? I don't know if they're mutually exclusive. I think all of these things are happening at once for a reason. And it's going to take some doing to work those out in a way that's not going to go wrong. It still requires attention and participation. So it's hard to say. I think both. Developing human consciousness has more potential than computational intelligence. I don't think those are mutually exclusive. Those are not competitions. They are all processes that are part of the same process. Can I request that viewers watching these live streams back that we can see the live chat? You can't see the live chat during the watch through? Oh, I thought you could. Yeah, I'll look into the options. I had no idea that you can't. So absolutely. The end state of AI is trying to engineer RNA and DNA to enhance human intelligence. Why not skip the middleman? It's a complicated question. That's a tough one, Lois, because they both have many things that are beneficial. Yeah, I think they're not mutually exclusive. The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in one decade than in all previous centuries of existence. Nikola Tesla. Been looking into, saw that one. Things are going to get weirder and weirder. Yes, I love the quotes, Ebony. Things are getting to get weirder and weirder till they are so weird that we will have to talk about them. Terrence McKenna. Great quotes. Owl's in the house. How you doing, brother? Just realized certain people vibrate at certain frequencies. Get this so simple, but hyper is all high high vibration. Some high vibration people can attune themselves to things. All of this is true. White Tiger is asking if I've tried ChatGPT to relate the code. When you can record directly from your eyes into ChatGPT, you'll be able to do so. Until then, we don't really have a way to transcribe these characters, so it's basically impossible. Devin is saying, seeing Simulation Talk 127 is where I first started this incredible journey, and the path forward in my life has never been so exciting. Anything you ever need, Dan, I'm always here. Thank you, brother. This is very encouraging that people believe that much in my work. And we're all on this ride together. Sometimes the live chat is not available. Like yesterday's stream, it wasn't there in the replay. But sometimes it is, Ebony. That is strange. I don't know why that would be the case because I'm not changing anything. I just followed you from Kirsten. Wait, we have Mary is saying, I just follow you from Kirsten, who does the spirit molecule. I have a roommate with mental health issues, very negative. I'm trying to shield myself. The only thing I can do is shut the door. Oh man, that's rough. Yeah, at a certain point, you got to draw the boundary. And if physical ones, and if local physical ones and mental ones don't help, sometimes you got to go with more universal. Oh, 1 second. Let me see if I can get. I don't really have my. Can you bring me my chat charger, baby? It's in my power bag. Quite big. Let's see if she gets here fast enough. I don't have the charger here, and I can't leave the common area because after 10 p.m., if you leave the room, you can no longer go back. So hopefully, my fiance can bring the charger fast enough. X Core. Collab coming soon. Telepathy tapes. X Core collab coming soon. That would be great. What do I think about telepathy tapes? I listened to it and it sounds legit. That's all I can say. Move out. I feel for you, America. It's hard to be subject to those energies, but good for you for spreading yourself as best as you can. So separating yourself. You know that in the world of the molecule, the entities you encounter sometimes ask you to do certain things, such as creating shapes using sounds, right? Could you try to imitate those requests in an attempt to influence the code? Well, that's not my experience with the molecule at this point. I'll talk more about that in details in the upcoming lives, but it's not always that experience. She's moving out hopefully by March 15th, but I'm praying for love. Thank you so much, Tracer Goose. Thank you for the rose. She's moving out hopefully by March 15th, but I'm praying for love vibrations for her, and I can't do my gift. I was blessed with the spirit molecule till I have positivity around me again. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, sending our love as well. Haven't any artist illustration trying to make the archive symbols code? Well, Ebony is one. She did her best, and it's the best one I've seen so far. But it's still it's an attempt of a representation, but it's not exactly what we're seeing there. Good to hear. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's up, Evil Eye? Evil Eye Con. Nice. Thank you for the gift. I sent you an email. I don't have TikTok because it's banned where I'm at. You can post up a Bitcoin wallet here or email back when you have time. I know a real way to help the homeless. Incredible. Yeah, we will definitely put that. At this point, I have a pretty good team around me of people that are really helping me with like aggregating these kind of things. So we'll definitely put it to use. But this is an open channel at this point. So if you have ideas and specific suggestions, or even just telling us how to do so, let's go. Let's do it. This is very rewarding. Where are you, by the way? Did you say TikTok is banned? Are you in the US? I've been so down with this horrible winter. We suffer I've been considered VR headset, and it would be a Meta, which is giving into Borg. Hope you saw my red code on Discord, Dan. No, not yet, Guru. I've been busy moving in the last few days. Tomorrow we're officially starting the drive, but I will check it out tonight when I get off the live. I'm sorry to hear about the seasonal adjustment disorder. The magnetic interaction with the code is really interesting. Many of the effects of magnetism aren't understood fully. It seems that so far there was no real interaction, to be honest, but we're going to keep testing it. Mr. Brighton, by the way, bright lights really help. I'm sure you know this, right? So if you, let me see if I can. Let's see if I can find that. Oh man, my phone is like blocking my thing. I think this is the correct thing. Let me check something. I'm going to check something real quick, guys. So, oh, also, I don't really see an email from you. Infinity Paradox Buddha. Did you email it to Dango? What you see on the screen now? DangoProX@gmail.com? Or which email did you send it to? Huh. Yeah, I don't see it. But let me know. Maybe you sent it to a different email. And I think that, by the way, let's see if I can. Huh. Let me check something. Oh, I know I can do it. Hold on. Trying to imagine how I'm gonna bring a charger here fast enough because my fiance is not responding. I need to figure out how to get out of the room and then come back on time. Hold on. Oh, I know what to do. I'm hiding it. Let's see if we can figure it out. Great. Still no response. Huh. Well, This is all right. Well, there's no response. Yeah, I still get. Also, I just checked your email. Still didn't get an email specifically compatible Ethereum, specifically Bitcoin address, or it can be Ethereum. Which one do you prefer? That's to Buddha. And then if Carter is in the house, let's meet tomorrow to start thinking about how to implement this. But again, if you email me, we can also talk about how to actually implement it specifically. That would be great. Battery saver mode is not going to help in this case. Okay, let me see if I can just put a chair there or something. Hold on. TikTok will come with me. And YouTube is going to have to stay here. I mean, my laptop is going to have to stay here. Hold on. All right. We have a charger. Now we just have to connect the charger. And then we can relax. Here we go. Oh, it's better to do it here. There we go. Nice. Perfect. Oh, beautiful. Now we can relax and don't have to worry about the battery running out on us. Whoop. Let's go through some of the comments. Biolight that mimics the sun and also try red light therapy. The light triggers certain migraines. Interesting. Strongly focusing on attention on the code or entering a meditative state. Yeah, this code in particular seems to not really care that much about what's going on around it, which is one of the things that makes it such an interesting mystery. No correlation between the caret and symbols in the code so far. Overwhelming feelings are answers to my questions. I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you guys are trying to come on the chat, you can always drop a comment to tell me what you want to talk about. top of the icon. And if it matches what we're trying to do right now, then I'll bring you up. Oh, wait. The new episode of Danny Jones released? Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you, Metabullet. I didn't know that it was released. My conversation with Zoltan and Danny Jones is out. That's cool. I didn't even know. Usually Danny tells me in advance. I guess he didn't tell me. Have you made any progress with the magnets? So far, it seems, Dasha, that the magnets didn't pan out. So far. Huh. Let me see if I can. Oh. There you go, Infinite Buddha. I received it. And a Zoom call, link in specific date. I will send the coin over. We should share an experience with you. I can also share. Oh, amazing. All right. Yeah, absolutely, brother. So I just got the email. I think, if I'm not mistaken, let me see real quick. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. So this is Bitcoin. Wow, that would be so rewarding to put this into action. And Zoom call we can even do tomorrow because I'm driving. There you go. Beautiful. It's called AE. Okay. All right. Everything is emailed. You guys can still send me. Great. All right, guys. Everything is handled. Yeah, this t-shirt is kind of cool, isn't it? I like it too. Yeah. And again, it's incredible that somebody believes in the project that much, and we'll definitely make sure that it's put to good use and for the greater good of all. So I just returned the email to Buddha. Yeah, I know. There you go. Now we're not paused. Let me go through the comments so I know that I'm not missing. Oh yeah, I just sent you Infinite Paradox Buddha. I just sent you the address, emailed it to you. Let me know if you got it. And like I said in the email, if you want, we can jump on a Zoom call tomorrow because I'm going to be driving most of the day, and I can definitely chat. It's actually kind of perfect. Usually my days are pretty filled, but tomorrow I cleared it because I'm going to be driving most of the day. But we can always, of course, pick another day. Commences a good send. Good. I can drop it here too, by the way. These are, I actually think they're listed on the website too, to be honest. But this one is the one. This is the Bitcoin one. My Brighton, glad to hear this. Pharmaceutical treatment for these headaches is very similar to Mushi's, but I'm glad you found a way to cure yourself without docking. Big Pharma. Ten minutes later, Epic. We'll read 10 minutes later, Epic on the donation. Are you making fun of the speed with which I'm reading? I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah, please, Nico. Please give me a call. Bro, my phone is always open to you. Don't you know that? $34. It says 70. Goose it. Paradox Buddha, I still want to hear your story because I know it is real. I won't pay you anything, but would love to experience your story. There's always a bit of a delay. Nothing can be helped with that, but we all know it, Jenny. You're okay. Thank you. $10K cent. Dude, I don't even know what to say. I mean, that's incredible. All right, let's go. I'm excited to hear what you have to say about how to do it, help the homeless situation. Dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about putting this to good use. We finally have an actual channel that opened up, and now we have some people that are willing to put in. That's amazing. Thank you. Unbelievable. Excited to talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, I'm kind of speechless. It's incredible. All I can say is that we'll do good. Is there something you can say here? I know that you're very limited on characters, but is there anything you can say here, Buddha, that would be interesting for people in terms of, like, you said that you were outside of the simulation. I always keep saying that my experience is that there is no outside of the simulation. There's just layers of the computational space, but they're all, ultimately it's all there is. So what do you mean by outside of the simulation? I'm interested. Thank you for bigger laser. Yeah, no, this one is not going to go for laser. This one is definitely going for good causes. I mean, we're still technically fundraising for the movie. We still need to raise at least 100K to complete, like, the film in the way that it needs to be completed. But the agreement here was that this is going to go for a good cause, which is why Infinite Paradox would have actually donated it. So that's not going to go towards the film. That's going to go towards the other causes. It says, I have more money than I can spend in 3 lifetimes. I am a monk now. If you message me, I will share my story. No charge. Oh, wait. I need to make sure that, I mean, no, Infinite Paradox Buddha, this is obviously deeply thankful and everything, but I want to make sure that everything is, aligned. I won't be able to take your money if the sense is that, you know, you're, it sounds like you're fully with us and everything, but this it has to be, as you can understand, super ethical because the energy of it is very important. So we'll obviously talk about the specifics of how to utilize it and everything, but well, I guess we'll chat tomorrow. I guess I mean, is there anything you can say here in the chat in the limited number of characters that you have that can be interesting from people, and people of course can message you, but is there something that you can tell us here that would be beneficial for people to know about being outside the simulation? Is Satoshi Nakamoto in the chat? That would be incredible if Satoshi Nakamoto just entered the chat. Send a link for the Discord. Oh, there you go. Thank you so much, Ebony. Yeah, great live stream. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, I'm blown away myself, guys. This is amazing. And the fact that we get to also help other people now, that's wow. Satoshi drops 1 Bitcoin for the movie. Here's a Bitcoin. Cling. Oh, yeah. I didn't think of that. 100 grand is basically exactly 1 Bitcoin right now. That's crazy. Great to have you with us as well, the Divine Sorcerer. I feel like simulation is maybe the wrong word to describe reality. The code is the base of light-based universe. True, we can use many different words, but it's a computational layer. So I would say that simulation is pretty accurate. But of course, it's up for interpretation. There's no question about that. Let's see if we can. Oh, I think Ebony already put it, right? But I'll put it in the main one. Hold on. Core. New Discord link. There you go. Anybody who wants to join Discord. Donate 100K to the film. Well, hold on. Let's. I mean, of course, receive your gratitude, but let's. I need to make sure that yeah, everything is aligned, brother. Is there anything? It sounds like what you're doing right now is just like mind blowing and just like truly out of this world. Is there some? It sounds like you're saying you're a monk, so it sounds like you're saying you don't want anything in return. But maybe we can think of ways to basically, still keep some energetic balance. So if you're actually doing all of these things we are raising that. But if you actually have the money and you can do that, let's talk about how we incorporate this in the film as well. Maybe even your story, because that would just be fair. Or in any other way that you feel that this can benefit the greater good of all in a way that we can all agree on. Wait, are you Shitoshi Nakamoto? That'd be crazy. uh, I took my vows at the Ganden Monastery in Tibet. Ganden Monastery, Tibet. Are you texting? Are you with us from there right now? It's beautiful. Whoa, it's so beautiful. Wait, so are you speaking from there? I mean, I'm just obviously, and I'm sure you understand. Well, I'm just blown away right now. This is kind of crazy. What brought you to this chat? And aside from obviously want to be generous to the world, what there's so many there's so many things that you can do with the money that you have. What makes you donate to what I'm doing or what we're doing? What is it about the energy here that brought you here? I mean, we would all love to believe that we're just that awesome, right? But there must be something that brought you here. Am I wrong? When did you become a monk, Infinite Paradox Buddha? I mean, at this point, I'll just keep reading messages in between what Infinite Paradox Buddha is saying. Universe quantum field. Take some deep breaths and a drink of cold water, my friend. Wait, who is tripping right now? What am I missing? Go Dan, literally. Since I'm stepping in late, what a movie you're creating. So if you can watch the trailer. Oh, Ebony just shared the trailer, right? Yeah, the trailer is in the YouTube channel, and if you are on any other platform like X or Twitch or TikTok, my YouTube channel is Dango Thoughts, Dango Thoughts. This is where all the magic is happening right now. Also part of the Kagyu tradition, but I'm not a monk yet. Wait, Lawrence, tell me a little bit more about that. Laszlo, how you doing, brother? Tell me a little bit more about this. What is the Kagyu tradition? Well, I don't know who you are, Buddha, but obviously you are an incredible human. What is happening right now is unreal. I don't know if you are a guardian angel and you're here to help push the important things forward, but thank you. Thank you, and we're deeply grateful. Thank you so much. What's up, Leslie? Yeah, I'm excited to talk tomorrow. Is there a particular time? Also, Are you in Tibet? What is the time difference between us? What's up, Mikey Maddox? Yes, it is. Wait, April, are you actually tripping? What's going on? There's very strong energy. Balance is key. Whoa. I need a moment to gather the energy. There's very, very strong energy going on. Well, we'll be chatting with Buddha tomorrow. There's no new comments? Oh, here it is. I'm going to go watch the new podcast with you, Dan. Peace and harmony with fellow truth seekers. Thank you. Wait, the new podcast on Danny Jones is out? People keep mentioning it. Let's see. No, it's not out yet. Who said it is? Oh, maybe the one that I posted about. I don't see the new podcast with Dan. Oh, maybe it's for the members. Got it. That makes sense. Yeah, it might be on the Patreon. Cool. You missed, Laszlo, that somebody just a profile by the name of, my dyslexia, I forgot the actual name of the Buddha. Infinite Paradox Buddha donated $500 and then sent $10,000 in Bitcoin for a good cause, which I mentioned that we will put good use to the money, particularly for the homeless situation, and offered also to donate his knowledge of how to potentially help the homeless in a real way. And now saying that he will also donate 100K to the film. So I'm not really think what to. I don't even know what to think or to feel. This is very overwhelming. Yeah. Tomorrow we'll talk to Buddha and see what's up about the tea life. Well, 3:38 p.m. So that's 11:38. So we're looking at 16 hours difference, right? Yeah, 4 hours plus. Yeah. So we have 16 hours difference. So you are in Tibet, which means what is usually a good time for you to chat? Is it like evening time for me, which is kind of morning for you, right? So like maybe 9 or 10 a.m. for you. Again, I mean, I know you know this, but you just blew everybody's mind. You just blew our minds with this. So, wow. I know you know. You just blew our minds. Yep. I'm people of this channel know that I'm Not rarely. I'm never speechless. I'm speechless. I don't even know. Like I'm like. I'm going to step down. I have a rule about being on devices for very long due to energy fields. All right. Am I Nepal? Oh, you're asking. You're asking Buddha. Good night. China. Well, I think Japan and Australia are also in the same time zone. It's like 16 hours ahead. Then confirm you received the first Bitcoin send, and I'll send it. I don't think it updates immediately. I think it takes a while. I think it takes a day or two to update. Unfortunately, Buddha, hold on. Okay. No. Whoa! Yeah, it went through. Oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah, it went through. Dude, I don't. I don't know what this. I'm blown away. It went through. Okay, the 10 grand went through. Dude, that's incredible. I mean, you basically set us for the movie. Like literally, you completed what we needed for the movie. We might need like another later on, like 10, 20. But at that point, like finding that money is nothing. But like, wow, that's insane. I truly don't know what to say. Shenzhen, China, he said so. Oh, he said that. Okay. Shenzhen. Who are you? This is crazy. Bitcoin angel investor, basically. A monk? I'm so, I don't, I mean, obviously I'm like blown away and intrigued. And like, I truly, I don't even know how to process this right now. Whoa. Okay. Well, yeah.
Did that just happen?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Crazy.
I mean, I'm so excited to put this to good use, but I'm just blown away by, I mean, the generosity. I'm trying to understand what's going on, but on the other hand, I've also learned at this point that whenever wild things happen, the one thing you want to do is you want to allow them. Now, obviously, I will, you know, look deeper into what's going on here, but I mean, that's just, I mean, I know you know this, Buddha, but you like blew everybody out of the water right now. This is like, whoa. Okay. Just breathing the vibrations. April saying her heart is beating so fast. Okay, do we need? Is this like a medical emergency? Are you like? That is incredible. April, are you saying this about what's going on right now? Or are you actually talking about some kind of a thing that is happening to you? Because we need to know. Whoa, that's kind of wild. There's also, it's not, there's this, there's a difference. At this point, I know the difference. There's a difference between an excitement in the body, which obviously you experience when something like this happens, which I don't think I've ever experienced something like this, but there's something else. There's like a poof, there's like a poof. There's some kind of an energy that is happening.
Yeah, I mean, so the 500 came in through YouTube, right? And then the rest came in through Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, yeah. I mean, it's in, but
Oh
also
wow.
it's the way that Buddha is talking. Like it's a very, I don't know. It's a very just direct. Well, again, I'll chat with Buddha tomorrow, and I can't wait to find out who he or she is. I'm assuming it's a he.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, well let's help the homeless. This is amazing. I literally just spoke to Josh. Was it this morning? Because me and Devin were talking about how do we create these channels through the brand to help locals. For example, only hire locals in areas where there's not enough work, and then put them to work in like print shops and things like this. And then in addition to that, how do we aggregate funds towards helping like the homeless situation, for example.
Right.
We're literally just talking about this, and then wow. Okay.
David Caruso, who was running for mayor of LA,
Mm-hmm.
he did a podcast with Sam Harris,
Mm-hmm.
and he was talking about buying like 500 or 5,000. Have you seen those boxable homes?
Yeah.
They just like fold up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was just gonna essentially build a little city for a bunch of homeless people, because the real estate projects in LA for homeless people just cost billions of dollars, and they're only making like 83 units, right? Like they're not making as many houses. And he was even insinuating that there's just so much money laundering in these homeless projects. And so I was really intrigued by his approach, because I thought it was very practical, but also, very like modest. Like I don't think people need more. Like I would actually buy a boxable home and live in one. I don't need like a high-rise apartment in LA.
Yeah. No, for sure. Whoa. Infinite Paradox just said they sent another 120K.
Gentlemen, what is going on?
I don't
Is the
understand.
FBI gonna raid this library?
I mean, that will listen. It goes to like I mean, the 120K will go to the movie, so it will go through official channels. Like we're gonna be paying taxes for this, obviously. But whoa,
Who is this person?
are you?
Mystery.
It
This
would.
is crazy. Like I've seen Saudi princes give people TikTok universes like nonstop, but I've never seen this amount before. It's crazy.
Yeah. So look, the thing for me is so this is feeling it's weird because it feels it's like when you know how okay, do you know how when you and obviously I'm talking to you Buddha directly as well. I just just wow receive a gratitude and wow, thank you. But do you know what's weird about this? You know when for the first time you make like a big something that you've never done before, like there's something kind of like a big thing that never happened before, like if you get it, if you're a job, if you're like a salesperson and all of a sudden you do your first big sale or something like that, there's like a big gain that you've never had before, right? There's this almost like an excitement that is like almost like ooh, like you don't want the soap kind of slip between your fingers. That you would expect that in a moment like this, we're on a live, there will be something so radical and crazy, which again, I know you understand this. Oh, this indescribable love. Wow. And that's what I'm feeling. So I don't feel the weird. I feel like it's just it's a balanced thing. Now I want to obviously know infinite paradox Buddha when we speak. I really want to understand where all this is coming from, and I understand the infinite love, but I also want to understand like what is the actual aim of your being, because if we can be a conduit to that way, it will be well. First of all, you'll balance the energy will be balanced, and it will be very fulfilling. Yeah, there's just so many things that are already unfolding, and I would love to know what aside from infinite love, what is it in this world in this instance that you want to happen, because it will be an absolute incredible honor to help bring that about, obviously. So let's talk about it.
Yeah,
Wow.
this is amazing. I just want to say to whoever this person is, this is just to witness this.
This is crazy.
This is incredible. This and the energy is palpable.
Yeah, I mean, I
absolutely. I'm curious. I mean, so many questions, but I'm curious. Like, how is this a person that's been following your channel? Is this
I've never seen this handle before. No, I've never seen this. No, the person said, I think you came in right after this. He said he made his vows in a monastery in Tibet, I think, right? And he said, I'm a monk. I have more money than I can spend in 3 lifetimes. And just, I don't know what to say. Like, obviously, we'll just obviously put this to the best use we possibly can, and as much of it as possible for the greater good of all, because we have to carry this energy forward. Otherwise, it's just an incorrect thing. But it's just like, whoa.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, congrats.
Well,
you've been working on this movie for so long. You deserve it. I think whoever this person is, whether this is intentional or they just dropped into your channel for the first time. I mean, so many questions.
Yeah, enormous amount of questions. But I'm just.
But right now, I'm just grateful.
Yeah, deeply grateful. I mean,
this is Simulation Talk 182, 183?
182.
182. Wow. And all those simulation talks that I've seen, it ends with like, all right, guys, I'm tired. And now it ends with project fully funded.
Yeah.
And you're moving like tomorrow too, right?
Yeah, moving tomorrow. That's so weird. It's like a
timing.
Whoa.
Very interesting.
Laszlo, we can build a supercomputer now to.
Yeah, we definitely have money. I mean, we'll obviously have to move it through the film but it definitely fits in what the film is about, which is what's going on, which is part of it. So everything we're doing, well, obviously, we can have a little bit more freedom to play with certain things.
Yeah, I was actually talking with Aaron today, and he was kind of mentioning budget. So I think I don't know if he's here.
I don't know if he's here,
but it sounds like that might be quite a game changer for some of those concerns. So man, just congrats.
Amazing. Yeah, I would like to. I'm just overwhelmed, but I'm deeply grateful. But also, I mean, the intention is so. I know that in all the people that are stepping into the space, including you guys, Nico and Laszlo, which people just gave, right? They just gave. They just want to contribute. So there's nothing more rewarding to now be able to, okay, how do we together now build this thing in a way that also benefits the greater good of all, and we'll all flourish through it. Buddha, you just we're just speechless. It's
unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing because the synchronicities from just kind of working on this and talking to others and in a similar space, it seems like things align. Like you once mentioned, I think a couple months ago, you mentioned there's a door opening, and when the door opens, you can't hesitate. You have to go through it. And this feels kind of like another door, or like the door is fully open or something.
Yeah, no, that's what it feels like. It's like the only thing you can do is like basically not allow it, which is we don't want to do that because we only second been on TikTok, only handful total. Yeah, I'm glad that you joined as well. Your icon. Wow. There's I don't really I don't really know what to say. Buddha, are you still with us here? Please
join the Discord, Buddha?
Oh yeah, we already gave him the Discord. Oh, I found you because I was, for those who are searching, Dan. Whoa.
That's deep.
Wow.
It's getting deeper and deeper.
Aaron is in the house. I told him to come here right now.
Oh damn.
So okay. Okay, so I feel like I want to ask maybe a question or two, to say the least. So Aaron, do you know anything that has been going on until this moment, or you just because I texted Aaron to come to the chat. Infinite Paradox Buddha. Aaron is the director of the film. Okay, so Aaron doesn't know. So somebody just funded our film, basically. But it started from just sending. Sorry, can you send the link again? That's funny. It's on the screen. Hold on, I'm sending it to you now. Hold on, I'll tell you in a moment. This is the link to the Discord. There you go. So somebody just came on the chat, Aaron, and because Buddhist monks are not allowed to have any form of attachment, including money. I don't mean to be negative. I just want to know. I again, we'll talk tomorrow, and we'll. So basically, he came on and he put $500 in the chat, and then I obviously was deeply grateful. And then I said, and then he said, and I said that I'm going to put some of that money towards the homeless situation. And he said, I'll send 10,000 more for any cause you want. So he sent 10,000 more via Bitcoin for the homeless situation. And then somebody asked if we're going to be using it for the film or something like that. And I said, well, we said that this is not going to be for the film. This is for the homeless. And they said, we are still raising 100 grand. Probably need like a 20 more at the end of it, but this is not going to be a problem to find it. And he said, no problem. And I haven't checked yet, but he said, okay, I'll just send another 120K for the film. So I don't know if Aaron's still listening or yeah. Well, and we're gonna jump on a call tomorrow with Buddha. Yeah. All right. Well, Buddha, question for you. Now you get obviously everybody's attention in a way that nobody has ever gotten on this chat before. So you've been searching, and you said you've been outside of the simulation, and you vowed to be a monk. Did you decide to become a monk because of your exit from the simulation and your experience, or was it something that you were already on the path of that both led to you becoming a monk and you managing to peer outside the simulation? All right, Nico. Aaron, the director, is saying deep thank you. Thank you, Buddha. I mean, even I was saying make sure that it go through. Even if it didn't, it doesn't matter. The 10,000 went through. That's already just unbelievable. Somebody whose handle is Ultimate Infinite Paradox Buddha. I don't know who he is. He's just saying he became a monk. Yeah. Okay. Let me begin while Buddha is answering or processing my question. Feel free to ask me a clarifying question if I was too vague. Sure. Well, the thing is, Al, is that at this point it doesn't matter. Like even if that doesn't go through, like the 10,000 is just that's already the fact that we get to put it to good use. That's just unbelievable. Yeah, it is so beautiful. Wow. So yeah, thought you should come on, Aaron, because this definitely goes in a documentary. This moment definitely goes into the documentary. And tomorrow I'll speak to Buddha on Zoom. And let me actually send. We didn't set up a time. Let me see. Let me set up a time now. Let me send him a link. So, if we're 16 hours difference, let's say 5 p.m. my time would be 9 a.m. Let's say 10 a.m. for you. It's like a reasonable time, right? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So 6 p.m. for me, 10 a.m. for you. Would that work, Buddha? Aaron, for the first time ever, actually entering the chat via vocal. I'm doing, brother.
It's time for celebration, baby.
I mean, that's it feels. I mean, yes, this is incredible, but it feels very pure. Like there's like a wholesome thing to this. So
It's beautiful, honestly.
Yeah, totally.
Blown away.
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of speechless.
Man, I've had such a weird day, and then this to top it off is just really blowing my mind. So I'm just kind of speechless right now too.
Yeah,
but this is man.
Well,
just incredible
listen, it
experience.
gives us. It definitely, if that thing goes through. I mean, we obviously have some budget to build some kind of an environment of the code of.
Yeah, I was just messaging Aaron about that recently.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Laszlo.
Nice to meet you as well, sir. How you doing?
Amazing. Oh, amazing, man. I was just reflecting on what this project is and what it means. The fact that from a simple 4-minute trailer, almost out of our hands, this wants to be made. I mean, it is it's humbling because it makes you realize, you almost have nothing to do with it. It's just kind of going to be made, and you're just a conduit allowing it to flow through you, So I'm very excited. So thank you, Infinite Buddha, for sure.
Yeah, I'm still kind of speechless, obviously, but
yeah, I think the people deserve the movie. Now they're gonna get it.
yeah, it's because what I saw. The Buddha just responded. It's because what I saw when I was in between the layers of the simulation, I saw what it is all made of. Monk's beliefs match closely to what I saw. Yeah. I think I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
All right.
Sounds
well,
like Buddha has some insight.
Yeah.
What do you understand, Danny?
About what he's talking about?
Mm-hmm.
The problem with that is that the expression itself creates certain trajectories through it. This is why the non-speech of it is so central to the Buddhist tradition. So that's why silence is so central.
Say it again and give us a moment to pause with it.
There's a reason.
Not what you said, what the Buddha said about being in between.
He said it's because of what I saw when I was in between the layers of the simulation. I saw what it is all made of. Monk's beliefs match closely to what I saw. I'm available anytime for the chat. I'm mostly in meditation. Top Leon. April, yeah. Whoa. I must feel like maybe I need to jump on a call with you right after this, Buddha. Because the channel is open now. I'm pretty sure that the answer to it, nothing. But is there anything that you're aiming for? Nothing bad, Leon. Just a very beautiful moment in a I don't even know what to call it, but gates that just opened. Yeah, today is a monumental one, and the fact that I'm moving tomorrow, it's so symbolic.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Okay. Well.
Well, but that, so on that note, that actually is related to my story as well. It looks like I'm going to be moving as well. oddly
Really?
enough.
Where are you
But,
moving?
we'll talk about that later. I don't want to make this about me, but yeah, that's kind of my crazy day here. So synchronicity there as well. Very weird, man. Mind blown, to say the least. I don't know what's going on here, but wow.
You'll be moving soon? Like how soon?
Yeah, I just got the news out of nowhere. Kind of a shock, to be honest with you.
Good, bad, just big?
Not sure how to process it yet.
Can you tell us where you're moving, or you don't want to
No, I mean,
say
this
so?
just happened. I don't know, dude.
Well,
Yeah. Like,
whatever.
yeah, that recent. Like, just found this out.
Okay. Well, whatever it is, yeah, I'm sure you know this is correct. Whatever it is.
Yep. I'm
Yeah.
just rolling with it, brother.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Well then,
New chapters ahead. Where are you moving to, by the way?
we're gonna spend some time in Tennessee, and then after that we will spend some time in Florida. And my idea is that we'll be back here after, but I will follow. I don't know at this point. It's kind of hard to say.
That's what it is right now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Whoa. Okay. Well, what's up, McKinnon? And today, one of our regular listeners, Sofa King, Terry, he went to Vipassana for the first time. So it was due to the conversations that we've had on the chat. So, wow. Okay. So I'll do my best to just kind of answer or respond to some of the comments if there's any questions here. And then yeah, I'll send you a link right after I'm done, Buddha. And if it aligns, we can chat a little bit now. And if not, or in addition to, obviously, we can also chat tomorrow. Thanks for coming on so quickly, Aaron. I appreciate it. This is good. Are you still working right now?
I wouldn't miss it. No, man. I'm just chores, cleaning up time.
Fatherhood?
Yeah, you know. Oh my God. I'm glad I witnessed this though. And I'm glad this is the first time I'm on. I get to
You get to
see the blessings firsthand.
This is crazy. All right. Yep. The 120K went through.
Wow.
The boss.
That's crazy. This is insane.
Real.
Well, on a practical level, we have to now. We've got donation before for the film. Actually, Kevin Churko donated 20K this way. I guess with that amount we have to actually ask. The problem is that Bitcoin changes in value all the time, so you gotta act fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, market right
somebody
now.
who said it, Nico said, "Is Satoshi Nakamoto just entered the chat?"
Yeah, it just dropped to almost 80K today, so it's actually kind of on some lows right now, but hoping it's going to bounce back. break 100 again. We'll see.
Wait, it dropped to 80K, not 80K. Yeah.
I think it was, what did it hit, like 83 or something today, 82K.
Yeah.
So,
now it's
well,
okay.
quite a bit.
But the point is that now we have to think about how to move it in a way that also is because the transactions lose quite a bit of it, and then you have to pay tax and all of it. But even that
Right.
conversation just feels like it just muddies the purity of this
Agreed.
moment.
Yep,
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah, just write the numbers down and then look at it tomorrow. You're good.
Yeah,
This is just a moment.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Right now. Yeah.
Mind blown. Why does the monk have Bitcoin? I don't know, but I love it.
I can share how to modify your lasers or to make a device to modify the code at will. Just don't get caught with it. In that place, I had all knowledge. I have a little lab where I implement knowledge. Whoa.
Yeah, definitely. Please join the Discord if you haven't already. I
Yeah,
have so
please
many
join the
questions.
Discord. You can jump on a call with me after the live stream whenever you want. Your mind blown. I'm down.
I was just posting before the show here about modifying the laser. This is very interesting.
About what?
So I don't know. Did you ever watch that video I sent you on I don't want to change subjects here, but the modifying the laser. So Carter's been is trying to do like some oscillation, I guess, or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're aware of that, but yeah, there's some technology called a oh my gosh, it's late. It's like 2:00 here. Sorry. Spatial light modulator.
Okay.
And yeah, it's kind of like tech that's used in calligraphy and some other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But potentially, yeah, there's like I don't know. I don't know much about it. It's kind of outside of my field, but could be relevant to the oscillation stuff he's working on. And I was just posting about that, which is just generally a way to like modify the laser. So very curious to see what the Buddha is working on. Very interesting.
Yeah, Buddha, how open are you to? Is this a conversation that you want to be happening one-on-one, or it doesn't matter to you, or? Or is this one of these things where first you think there's some of the information that you want to do one-on-one and then open it to the public, or it makes no difference to you whatsoever, or how do you look at that? That you funded put me on subcontracting vendor list. People already put me on subcontracting.
So
42 viewers. Why does it say 85? Your site says 42? Oh, 85. That I guess that includes also people on X and Twitch. So I guess there's more people on X
42 here as well.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So on my side it says 85, which means there's a lot more listeners on X than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone here heard of Matthew Mornian? Doctor Strange. Yeah. We got the good luck. Well, we got a blessing. We got a guardian angel here. Okay, well, listen, I feel that I'll wait for Buddha to respond about the in private or not in private. Yeah. Wow. Well,
What channel are you guys communicating on? Are you on the Discord?
On YouTube. No, it was on
On
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah. Why? I mean, it's
I'm
all
trying to-
it's all recorded.
Yeah, the comments aren't, are they?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, great.
Yeah. But are you open to have some of whatever is your story being in the film? Because this is obviously a very interesting moment. Or is this something you're not interested in because of the letting go of possession and all of that stuff?
Looks like they joined the Discord. So welcome,
Amazing.
Buddha.
Welcome, Buddha, to the Discord.
We definitely we talk a lot about like well, you can check it out. But yeah, there's a lot of discussions and like research going on. So
Mhm.
any information and insight you have is certainly appreciated. Welcome.
Indeed. Wow. Yeah. Conduits. Okay. Well, I'm gonna use the John real quick. I'm gonna let it run because I'm gonna wait for the Buddha answer about the private, not in private. And if not, then we'll answer a few more questions, and then I'll show a vision with a big eye watching all population and when all are innocent. Don't know what that means. Modified laser. All right, I'll be right back.
Now we just talk amongst ourselves.
I love the Discord.
What's the best thing happening in your life now? That's fun.
Oh man, so many things going on right now. Well, this I mean, you can't top this. Just witnessing this and being a part of this and watching
Magic, baby. It's all magic.
Channel and just watching all the hard work Danny's been putting in over the years. I mean, I discovered him back when he first posted on Reddit.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, awesome. And so it's just, yeah.
What was, Laszlo, out of curiosity, what was your, at what point in your journey did you encounter Danny and this whole wild thing? And then how did you feel when you first saw it and started doing a dive on it?
Yeah, like I said, I found him on the Reddit post, I guess, what was that, 3 years ago, I guess? It's hard to say exactly. Quite a while ago.
Was that the DMT post?
Yeah, he was posting about.
I can't say that. I'm sorry. I'm not good at this.
Molecule. Yep. It happens. Yeah, he was posting about I think he posted his video, if I remember correctly. No, it might have been even before the video. Yeah, I think it might have been before the video. I forget. But yeah, he was definitely posting about the laser experiment and just talking about how we first discovered you, Dan.
What were the feelings that you had when you first saw, and what was the dialogue going on in your brain?
Oh man, that's a great question.
You were like, "Fuck yeah, this guy," or
no? I was instantly intrigued and skeptical, but there was something there that like caught my attention, and because there's so much crap on the internet, especially on Reddit. Most of it you can just kind of blow off, but something stuck with me. Something resonated, and like I said, it was quite a few years ago, so it's hard to remember exactly. I'm just trying to recant it right now. But yeah, I remember feeling that was kind of like, okay, this is, because it was also sort of like preposterous what Dan was claiming, and it was so kind of extreme. But at the same time, what I think really caught me was the fact that he was like, he wasn't just like preaching or trying to like get his message across. He was just putting it out there and saying, hey, this is something you can try, don't take my word for it, check it out yourself. And that's, I think, what kind of hooked me. And just, the nature of it. I've always kind of been interested in that kind of stuff, like consciousness and obviously, psychedelics and the molecule and I've had like other friends that have had just crazy experiences, stories that they've told me, and that kind of hinted towards some of the same kind of themes and other insights that they've gotten. And yeah, so it just kind of was like, I was just like, there's got to be something. This is very interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on this. And then I think I saw, he released his video and kind of really broke it down and was talking about, what he had found in the laser, and again, just going over the protocol, and it was like, try it out. And that's when I was just like, oh, this is amazing. I definitely have to like try this at some point. It was just a matter of getting the resources together at that point. And then just, watching it evolve and watching how other people react to it, and just a lot of skepticism. And I think Dan even got banned at one point, if I remember correctly.
Well, I'm still banned in the molecule Reddit.
Oh, which is just the irony is ridiculous there.
Danny, don't be mad at me. This is my first time, so as soon as you walked away, I said the word I'm not supposed to say. I was like, "Oh no, shoot!"
Oh, it's okay. It's
ban me, baby, ban me.
You're probably. I think the reason I know your viewership, and you've probably gotten flagged on TikTok because you're constantly dropping those F-bombs, Dan. Constantly.
Oh, do they flag you for a curse?
Well, no, I think that it's
saying things like Trump.
Yeah, pretty much anything. I think the one that they hate the most is the Sofa King.
Oh, yeah. Send you
I'm wondering if they how they're interpreting that, because it sounds like you're dropping the F-bomb every time you say that guy's name. But anyway, I digress. So how did you find Danny, Aaron?
Yeah, the internet brought him to me. Same. I asked you about what your first feeling was when you saw the video, and then read comments and replies. What the feeling was for you, because I had a very unique emotional experience that was very different, and I come out of some fundamentalist religion, and so I'm very averse to it. I usually am kind of offended by anything like this. I mean, I love ufology, I love all this stuff, but I put in a container in my brain that is entertainment, really. But this one escaped pretty quick, and I've been trying to put it back in the box ever since, dude.
Wow,
it's an earworm.
All right, so I think, at this point, I'm just I really want to find out what Buddha's thing is. So what, according to what the Buddha said, he said that he doesn't really mind as many people are there, but he will have to be wearing a mask, or he won't wear one if we do a one-on-one. So I think I will start with having a one-on-one, just to, because I do want to be face-to-face, and then we can do, I'm sure that he'll be okay with doing it tomorrow, where I can advertise it for anybody who comes to the live tomorrow. I'll put the link for everybody, if the Buddha is open to it, of course, and they can wear a mask, and we can do one that is for more people. And then, because it does sound like what he has to say is very important, but I definitely want to start with first understanding really that the use of molecule. I was thinking of a high energy physics equations. I believe I overloaded the system and popped out. Interesting. I had actually a similar thought where if you have the right ideas, it arranges your mind in a particular way, and then it basically is equivalent to arranging your energy in a particular way, and then it's supposed to do something. I actually had that thought. Interesting. Okay, so wow. All right, guys. So let's adjourn for today, and I will chat to Buddha, and then tomorrow come to the live. If the Buddha is still okay with it, it sounds like he is. We'll do one that is for a lot of people, and he can wear a mask if he prefers, of course.
I was gonna say, if privacy, just to not have a concern of that, but maybe as an option, just bring them up on TikTok as voice chat.
He doesn't have TikTok where he's at. It's banned.
Ah,
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, it has to be YouTube. I know. We'll just do Zoom.
But my point, yeah, no camera would even be needed. I think people are more just interested in, unless of course they want to.
Yeah, there's something about presence that I think is
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's okay to have a mask. Will it be like a V for Vendetta mask? That would be dope. Shitoshi Nakamoto with V for Vendetta. All right, well, guys, I mean, obviously, I'm kind of overwhelmed. I don't even know how to end this live. Just to say thank you. I deeply appreciate everyone. Yeah, if you're on any other platform aside from YouTube, go check out YouTube because that's where all the action is going to be tomorrow, mostly. Dango Thoughts, DANGO Thoughts. And yeah, Buddha, we will jump on a call right now. And thank you, everybody, for being here for this moment. That was incredible. And let's together build something amazing. Let's put in the effort, the money, and the heart into making everything better. Thank you so much there, Kelly Brooks.
Congrats, everybody.
Congrats,
Thanks,
everybody. Have a good
Dan.
night,
Have
guys.
a great evening.
Peace and love. Ciao. And I'll talk to you in one moment, Buddha. Have a good night, everyone. Chat soon, and we'll also be talking on Discord, of course.